was our great-great-grandfather, Joseph Hardin Bennett. And he came here after the Civil War, and he worked at a trading post with a gentleman named Colonel Joe Bryant. And he offered him a job over here in Indian Territory where Colonel Bryant had another trading post, and that trading post happened to be on the banks of Silver Lake, which is right just down from Hillcrest Country Club. And he ended up marrying Colonel Bryant's daughter, and Colonel Bryant gave that trading post to our grandfather and his daughter as a wedding gift. And that's pretty much the foundation of the mother side of the Sears family. At the same time, our great-great-grandfather, William Henry Sears, was in the Civil War and fought on the Confederate side, and he always went by, he was a captain when he was discharged, he was a captain in the Civil War. So they always called him Captain Henry. Well, Captain Henry and his family was settled in that area as well. And his oldest son, Wade Hampton Sears, met Mary Ellen Bennett, and those two were married, and now then that is the foundation of the Sears family.
How many people have walked up to me in life and said, Doug, your grandpa's one of the finest men I ever met in my life. And he was. And none of us could walk in his shoes, I promise you. He was a fine, fine man.
I really believe that passion, that mission in regards to giving back to your community, it comes from our grandfather because it's instilled in all of his grandchildren.
There was a man here in Bartlesville back when I was a kid that was as you say nowadays, a wino homeless person, but there wasn't that many back then. I've been with my grandpa on Saturday, and we went through town. He'd always drive down by May Brothers. I'll never forget that. I don't know if he ever done it with you guys, but that guy used to hang out in that alley right there behind that old pool all by May Brothers, and Grandpa would go there and give him $20. And that was the kind of man my grandpa was.
Yeah, he didn't judge people.
Yeah, you know, I mean,
that's hard to do.
He was a fine man, and you know, I was proud to be a Sears because of him. Oh, it's fun.
It was fun.
It was.
Yeah. Whether you're sneaking into the drive-in in a car.
I got 21 in one night. It was the old Hilltop Drive-In.
Hilltop Drive-In.
Wednesday night was dollar night.
Yeah.
And you could, however many people could get in, hang on, or what, it cost $1 to get a carload in. And we got 21 one night. We had them hanging everywhere.
He can still pack them.
They come and told us not to do that again.
But I will tell you, it was just an absolute joy and a treat. On a Saturday afternoon, you just went to town. And you just zigzagged every store in town and checked it all out. And then you ended up at either the 1 o'clock movie or the 6 o'clock movie. And you saw the movie, then you walked home.
Or if you liked it, you could stay 2 or 3 times.
Oh yeah, if you liked it, you'd stay 2 or 3 times.
It took enough money to have 2 or 3 pickles.
In fact, I remember well, you and I saw It's a Mad, Mad, Mad World, and we watched that thing 3 times.
And we still watch it together.
Well, one night we were literally right around the central area. In fact, the house is just right over here on the corner of 9th Street. We were over here with a friend's house, you know, probably 25, 30 neighborhood kids, and we were all playing hide and seek. Joe and I ran off together, and I was climbing up into this apple tree. And it just pitch dark. And I'm about halfway up this apple tree, and this light from the back of the house, from a flashlight, just a big old flashlight, just pops on, and it just catches me and Joe climbing that tree. And I turned to look at the light, Joe turned at the light, and instead of saying, Joe, let's run or whatever, just now, it defines why I knew my brother would be an actor. This light comes on, here we're spotted, pitch dark, I'm in an apple tree, and Joe turns and looks at that light and says, 1 by land, 2 by sea. And immediately from this house, this guy yells, get the hell out of that apple tree. So we scurried down out of that tree and boom, out of there we went. But I mean, where does that come from?
Earl was, I don't remember how old he was. He had to be in the 3rd or 4th grade. And me and a friend of mine was coming from school, and Wes said, there's a fight, it's Earl. So I stopped. So we went over and we got him, and I said, what's that going on? Earl said, I'm going to whip this guy, this kid. They wasn't that big. So me and Wes were giving instructions on how to whip him. Earl didn't have much luck. And he went on and told Mom that
Yeah.
we got him wiped out.
And someone says, does anybody in here want to be a member of the Student Senate here at NSU? And nobody wanted to be a member of NSU's student body, you know, the Student Senate. Earl says, I will, I'll represent you. And he does well, ends up being the president of the Student Senate of the whole university. And later on, there's a big riot going on there, and the students are over headed to the president's house, you know, hundreds of kids mad. Earl stands on the back of a pickup with a bull horn. Now settle down. Everybody just settle down. And I knew there that we had the markings of a leader. I've had so many friends in show business who have no history. They don't have hometowns. They don't have where to go on Thanksgiving or Christmas. They come to my house, you know, and eat. And I would always have my mother's recipes because I'm a great cook. So I had a sense of that. I took my community with me. I was very proud to have a history, a hometown.
You know, people have to get involved in their community, because whether it's you serve on city council, you serve on the park board, or you serve on the soccer board that makes the decisions, are we going to play on Saturdays, who's going to mow the grass, people have to give back. And thank goodness that we have people in Bartlesville that want to do that, because you have to get involved, because that's what creates the quality of life in your community.